and we're off. We're here in the town of Guilford, and this is my first time at this spot. It's pretty cool. I parked at a restaurant in their parking lot, confirmed with the management that it's okay to do so. Seemed like a good spot to eat. Seafood joint. Ooh. Some sort of rapid up ahead under this bridge. I better be careful. This is cool. Oh, I bet you there's a ton of fish over here to the left. See how the water's boiling? Oh, what a spot. I should have brought my rods. I was thinking about it. Next time, though. That's why we come out. Gotta check these places out, see what they have to offer, and then you can figure out what you want to do with them. But this is a really cool one. It was remote from the jump. I mean, it looks like it's in really good shape. Aside from right where I put in, there's no buildings so far. The bridge we just went under was a railroad trestle, which seems pretty active. I mean, all the lines above it are in good shape. And that's about it. It's a cloudy night, a little bit windy. Not crazy, but there's some wind. So I'm excited. It's different conditions than the other night when we were out. See how the birds are acting. I'd imagine they're more inclined to be flying around tonight as opposed to just being huddled up. Oh, talk about an active line. Meow. So this area is called the East River Marsh Wildlife Management Area. It's my first time here, and it seems pretty cool. Definitely would be a good fishing spot. I'm gonna come back here with a rod in hand to try and get after some striper and fluke. It seems like a good spot to drift and just kind of jig around to see what'll hit those lures. Maybe I'll get some squid strips, try some live bait out. There's tons of those little fiddler crabs, you know, the guys with the little gimpy claw and the big monster claw. They're usually about this big. Tons of them running around on the mud flats, which is pretty typical for this area. You'll see those little clusters of mussels. There's probably some clams in the sandy flats. If I came here low tide, we can kind of identify those areas. And lots of little inlets that lead over to that tree line back near the kind of running parallel to those train tracks. It's cool. Good first impression so far. There you go. Hello, fella. Our first great heron of the night, checking us out. Hello, sir. Take care, brush your hair. That little island of trees here is technically private land. It belongs to the Madison Land Conservation Trust. And there's some sort of sign right up there that we're gonna go check out. Wah, wah. This guy is actually a snowy egret. He's a bit smaller. He's got a black beak. Cool little guy. He's just sitting on the rock here picking off little minnows. Whatever swims by. He just got one. Neat. doesn't seem too bothered by us. I'm about 10 yards from him. I'm sure he'll fly off here soon. Awesome observing these guys so close. There he goes. I broke my paddle down in half, and I'm going canoe style in here, which is pretty tough. I'll probably get out here soon and turn around. But one thing I am seeing are lots of blue claw crabs, which I love. About 2 of them just hopped off of the mud banks here. I'll try and get some footage of them. But coming in with a little dip net would be a pretty effective way to grab some of those guys. They're fantastic eating. Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. Let me do a depth check. Got about 2 feet of water. So I'm giggling right now because I just got into a fight with one of these little buggers. He was up there on the mud hanging out, and I got the edge of the paddle, pinned him down for a second, was able to wrangle him up. But he got me a little bit. They've got pretty sharp pinchers on them, as you can see there. This one's young. I think they have to be 4.5 inches to harvest. But these things, man, these are a part of my childhood right here. I remember catching these in the Jersey salt marshes near Wildwood, New Jersey, with my grandparents and with my friends growing up. Here's a staple. This one's a male. They have a rocket ship marking down there on their bellies. It looks more like a pyramid with the females. And the males tend to have more blue on the claws, while the females are more bright red, especially when they're mature. But gonna release this guy, let him go back to where he belongs. It's starting to drizzle a little bit, and I had enough fun after catching that little crab, so I'm gonna turn around and head back out to the main channel. I'm going with the tide now, so it's a lot easier to paddle and just kind of float with the flow of this little creek here. Doesn't seem too ducky back in here, but I will definitely be back with a hand line and a dip net. If I could get my hands on a crab trap, maybe set one out at the mouth there. Those things are delicious. Like I said, that one was a little baby, probably only a few weeks old. But as they get mature, man, they're good eating.
You got a side that leans a little reckless, got a side that shines just like gold, a fighting side I don't wanna mess with. That love me side I love the most. There's one side of you that I don't wanna know, is that broke up, walked out, that hated me side of you. Gave up, moved on, like letting go ain't hard to do. And I don't ever wanna know that goodbye, leave there side of you.
I was hoping to find one of these guys. This here's a horseshoe crab, and this is an old one. You can see how big that shell is. Most people are tempted to pick them up by the tail here. It's actually not what you're supposed to do. You can flip them over to check if they're alive, which this one clearly is. And if you're gonna pick them up, you wanna grab them by the side of the shell here. They've got little pinchers, but they're not gonna hurt you. You can pick them up fairly easily. Look at that, they're cool, man. He's got barnacles on the bottom of them. This is their defense mechanism to curl up like this, but he's completely okay. They can be upside down for a couple of minutes. These are some of my favorite animals, dude. Lots of memories here tonight. gonna flip him, get him comfy, and let him be on his way. Again, you want to be gentle with that tail. Those things could snap, and that renders them pretty much not paralyzed, but it's not good. I also wanted to mention that horseshoe crabs, they're basically dinosaurs. These guys have remained unchanged for millions and millions of years, just adding to their cool factor. And while I was out on the beach, I started searching for some shells and other cool things to bring home to the girls. I love doing this when I'm outside, collecting things, finding little artifacts or things out there in nature that just kind of speak to me or remind me of the girls. I'll pick them up and bring them home. It's actually one of my favorite things to do. So I found one of the little crabs washed up on the beach. This one's even smaller than the one I caught. You know, just the size of a few fingers. But that's what a keeper would look like. It's hard to tell if this one was eaten by something or if it's one of those sheds I was talking about earlier. But that's a good sized crab. And here are some of the other finds. Some basic clamshells right here. This one I think I'm gonna paint a little smiley face on for Blair. And then this one's got some cool coloring. This one I'm excited about for Caitlin. It's hard to find them still intact. Gotcha. And a mussel. So we're sort of far away here, but there's actually a boat launch right up ahead. It looks like a dirt ramp. There's a portalet and some folks out there checking out the water. I'm probably gonna go talk to them, see what's going on. What's going on, fellas? Chilling? You guys fishing or what? Hell yeah. Huh? It's good, man. Hell yeah. You ever see people fishing down here? What do they catch? No? You should start, it's fun. The gnats are killer right now. Whatever storms were in the area must have pushed out, and it's gotten pretty humid. It's just after 8 o'clock right now, and I'm making my way back to the truck. Fun trip tonight. Again, saw lots of wildlife, different types of wildlife, and I've realized that I really need to brush up on my shorebird identification. This place was definitely more salt than brackish. I think if I went upriver from where I was, it would be similar to the area that I was in the other night. But this is straight up salt. I mean, I made my way pretty much to the Long Island Sound here in Guilford, and it was equally as fun. I got bit by a crab. I found a horseshoe crab. Went shell picking, if you will. Walking that beach was really fun, and saw lots of life again. The creeks here, this is pretty much it, the main channel. I didn't go through that first bend towards the island back that way to the north, but I'll check that out another time. Not too many ducks around. I don't think I will hit this or plan to hit this early season of duck season. I saw some ducks near the mouth of this river. Maybe 2 flocks of 5 to 10 birds. But, you know, you're gonna see ducks wherever you go. It's just where can you find them, where you'll be able to hunt them. This whole area is huntable, but like I said, at least for the time being, I see this as a fishing spot. Again, had a lot of fun though, lots of fun. The tide is definitely slowed down. I think we're in a dead tide right now. It's still flowing out a little bit. We're approaching the dead tide, and then it's gonna start flowing in here and filling up. But one thing I'm thinking about is that railroad trestle, where that little rapid section was when we first hopped in. That's gonna be fun paddling up if it's still rushing the way that it was before. We'll see how that goes. I'll probably be paddling a lot harder than I did all night. This was pretty easy going, especially running with the tide early on. Right now there's a little bit of resistance, but it's fairly easy. I mean, going against the tide is no big thing in waters like this. I remembered my headlamp tonight. I'm stoked about that, so I got to stay out on the water here a little bit longer. I'll leave it on, you know, flip it on periodically if I think I see something or if I hear a boat coming, just to be safe. But safety first, man. Wear your life jacket, carry a light, do everything necessary to make sure you're going home to your loved ones. Because while this stuff is fun and everybody should be able to enjoy it, it can be dangerous. You know, if you get caught in a storm or if your boat springs a leak, it's better to err on the side of caution. I'm paddling on the inside edge of this bend. I'm about to turn left here, and as that water comes downstream, it's gonna want to rush to the opposite side, the far side, and that's where all your flow is gonna be. So if I were paddling over in that direction, it would be a lot more energy being expended here, as opposed to the inside bend, which is a lot slower flow. I learned about reading look at those fish jumping. That's pretty neat. I learned about reading water in my trout fishing days. Trout are really active predators, so on bends, you'd be likely to find those fish on the outside corners as opposed to the slower flowing water. They'd be swimming against the current, kind of fighting it and ready to attack anything that swims by. Whereas ambush predators like flounder, fluke, striped bass, things like that may be hanging in deeper pools on inside bends, ready to hop out of that bend or that hole and ambush predator or prey fish. Oh, look at all these fish, man. That's cool. It's not raining. Sure looks like it is though. These are more than likely a good old mummy chug. I love those fish. I tried to catch one. I bet I could if I just stuck my hand down. Definitely bring in a dip net next time though. I've got it. I think I'll just saw the handle down a little bit. It's like a 6-foot pole right now. Maybe cut it down to 4 so it's more wieldable. I love these things. I don't know why. Turtle. Ha. Yeah, these are my favorite.
Well, all right, folks. Thanks for tagging along on tonight's trip. It was a fun one. Saw lots of wildlife out there tonight. Different types of wildlife than what I was expecting. Not quite as many ducks, but had fun seeing the different kinds of crabs and all those shorebirds. Collecting the shells. It was a fun night out there on the water.